Welcome to the Nevis newscast for Thursday, July 10th, 2025. I am Fredicia Liebert. Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Mark Brantley, says the opening of bids for the Geothermal Power Project is a quantum leap forward. At the July 3rd sitting of the Nevis Island Assembly, he provided an overview of recent progress and upcoming steps.
5 drilling companies submitted proposals to drill 5 large geothermal wells, including 3 production wells and 2 re-injection wells. These wells are expected to support development of a 30-megawatt geothermal power plant, which will provide baseload power for both St. Kitts and Nevis. The companies that submitted bids, Madam President, are some of the biggest players in the geothermal industry globally. Those companies are Iceland Drilling Company Limited, which is from Iceland, Marriott Drilling, which is from the United Kingdom, Ormat, which is from the United States, Consortium Drilling, which is also from the United Kingdom, and IPS USA, which is from the United States, but which is a subsidiary of IPS Mexico.
He also disclosed that a committee has been established to evaluate the bids.
The committee is expected to complete the technical evaluation by July 31st, 2025. That is, by the end of this month. Following evaluation of the technical proposals, the financial proposals for firms which meet or exceed the minimum required technical score will be opened in their presence. The financial proposals will then be evaluated by the committee, and that process is expected to take a further 2 weeks. Firms will be ranked based on their combined technical and financial scores. The top-ranked firm will be invited to conclude an agreement for drilling the wells. I should add, Madam President, that whilst we have been consumed with the drilling process, we have, of course, also been preparing for the next phase, which is the plant construction. And I would want to advise the House that the bidding document for the 30-megawatt geothermal power plant has already been drafted. It is now being reviewed, and the tender process for the procurement for the power plant is expected to commence within the next 3 months.
Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Mark Brantley. Meantime, Prime Minister, the Honourable Dr. Terence Drew, says he is thrilled that the partnership between the federal government and the Nevis Island administration to finally bring geothermal energy potential to life is bearing fruit. Prime Minister Drew's national address on July 7th followed the official opening of bids for the production drilling phase for the St. Kitts and Nevis Geothermal Power Project on June 30th. A total of 5 bids from internationally recognized firms were received for the initiative on Nevis.
With deep earth thermal reservoirs already identified, the international bidding process for drilling of production wells progressed such that bids were opened a few days ago, and 5 internationally recognized firms have submitted proposals. With US $37 million already secured through the Caribbean Development Bank, the Inter-American Development Bank, and the Saudi Fund for Development, we expect drilling to commence in early 2026. Once operational, this geothermal plant could provide baseload renewable energy for Nevis and St. Kitts. It means cleaner energy, cheaper electricity, and true energy sovereignty for future generations.
Meantime, the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS Commission, says it commends the government of St. Kitts and Nevis and the Nevis Island Administration for their leadership and vision. The Geothermal Project is a flagship for the OECS GeoBuild program, which aims to unlock geothermal potential across 5 participating member states, reduce fossil fuel dependence, and foster sustainable economic growth. St. Kitts and Nevis will become the third OECS member state and the second in CARICOM to develop a geothermal power plant following Dominica's planned inauguration of a 10-megawatt plant in the Roseau Valley at Christmas 2025. Guadeloupe has been producing about 5% of its electricity from geothermal sources since 1986. Both Premier Brantley and Prime Minister Drew view this as a transformative opportunity for the Federation and the region as a whole. Still to come.
This represented 7,521 plastic bottles.
The details after this break.
The birthplace of Alexander Hamilton, my little 36 square mile island, is the home of the Bath Hotel, which is the first built hotel in the Caribbean. Don't forget to take a dip in the therapeutic Bath Springs. Take a few minutes to trot down to the ever-famous Sunshine's Bar and drink a world-renowned Killer Bee. Live Nevis naturally by exploring the magnificent waterfalls and hiking to the top of our 32 Nevis Peak. Our lush vegetation and landscape deems a visit here the perfect escape. Nevis, Queen of the Caribbean.
Welcome back. 12 plastic bottles equal 1 t-shirt is the theme under which the Nevis Solid Waste Management Authority hosted its school's plastic recycling campaign. Coordinator of the recycling project, Sheila James, gave the overview and objective of the pilot project as she highlighted the two most outstanding schools.
It gives me great pleasure to recognise two outstanding schools, Maude Crosse Preparatory School and Montessori Academy, for their remarkable participation in our plastics recycling campaign themed 12 bottles equals 1 t-shirt. When I first approached the principals of these schools, I was met with pure energy, excitement and unstoppable drive. It was clear from the onset that they were not only willing but eager to lead, and lead they did. This 2-month pilot project was about more than just recycling. It was about planting seeds of environmental responsibility, and both schools embraced this wholeheartedly.
At the Maude Crosse Preparatory School, James announced the results of the competition.
In just 8 short weeks, Maude Crosse Preparatory School collected a total of £715.01. This represented 7,521 plastic bottles, which would be enough to produce approximately 625 make-believe t-shirts.
James, along with Assistant Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Latoya Jeffers, presented certificates and prizes to Roseanne Daniel and Maliqua Lake of the Maude Crosse Preparatory School, who served as prefects for the project. Team lead for the school was teacher Tanika Fernandez. Similar presentations were made at Montessori Academy.
Montessori Academy collected a total of £599.81, representing 5,886 plastic bottles. It's brilliant, isn't it? Which would be enough to produce approximately 485 make-believe t-shirts.
The prefects for the Montessori Academy are Kalia Swanston and Naeem Morton. They both received certificates of appreciation as well as gifts presented to them by Assistant Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Latoya Jeffers. A certificate of appreciation was also awarded to team lead of the Montessori Academy, teacher Coral Clark. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredicia Liburd. Thank you for viewing.